Hi guys, hi girls, hi everybody. Hi, let's draw SpongeBob, okay? SpongeBob is one of my favorite cartoon characters. He's crazy, the whole cartoon is insane, very creative, very artistic. If you'll look, when you're watching SpongeBob, you'll see lots and lots of colors and textures, and the way they do the underwater scenes, I think it's brilliant. Sandy Squirrel, Sandy Cheeks is the squirrel in the cartoon series. She's got her helmet on so she can breathe air because she's an above water animal, which I think is totally hilarious. She lives in a treehouse thing under the ocean. Anyway, I'm getting off on a little tangent there. Let's draw SpongeBob, okay? We're going to draw a SpongeBob that's kind of like bending forward with his arms down at his sides and his feet are kind of pointing backwards like he's super excited about something and he's just like ready to run. He's so happy, okay? So what we're going to do is we got our paper vertical or portrait instead of horizontal or landscape, okay? If we were drawing something that had a lot of stuff in it that was really wide, like a city scene or something like that, we want our paper like this. But SpongeBob is kind of, tall. He's a tall sponge. He's a squarish sponge, so he fits best on the paper like this for this drawing, okay? First line, we're going to start up here in the upper left hand of this camera. Oh boy, this camera sometimes I just don't even know. Let me turn the light on, maybe that'll help a little bit. It's making me crazy with the on and off and on and off. Won't focus. Okay, sorry guys. Alright, so there it goes again. E. Okay, start up here in this upper corner and we're going to make a wavy line. Squiggle, 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 right about down to there. Oh, that's the timer for, yep, that's the timer for my class to be here for MTSS next week. I got my timer set ahead of time. Okay, so we got our squiggly line. Fantastic. Let's do another squiggly line, but it's going to be a bent squiggly line. Okay, starting at our corner again. Squiggle, 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 going out toward the edge of the paper here, but now we're going to go like this and kind of curve back in, okay? Squiggle, 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 about down to there. Alright, and as you can see, I can't zoom out anymore, but as you can see, we've still got about a third of our paper left down here. That's going to be where his shorts are and his legs and feet, okay? So we got our squigglies. Let's do some more squigglies. Let's start up at this corner this time. Squiggle, 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 squiggle. We're moving down at an angle like that. But guess what? We're going to come back out a little tiny bit because he's bent forward. Remember that I said that at the beginning, okay? Another squiggly. Squiggle, squiggle, squiggle. That's the side of his head there. We're basically drawing a 3D shape. We're making sure we've got our shape right. Okay, and then a squiggle following this line. Squiggle, squiggle, squiggle. Coming down like that. But we're going to stop about halfway down because we have to put in his shirt sleeve. Okay, so the shirt sleeve, let's draw an upside down U shape like that. Make sure your little squiggly line connects to it. Okay, upside down U shape, and then it's got a little bit of a rounded end. It's almost shaped like a gumdrop, right? Or a really dull, like a fingernail kind of a shape. Do you see that? Alright, and we're going to leave that parked there for a little bit. And we're going to keep on going with our squigglies, okay? Squiggle, squiggle. Imagine that this line goes back here behind his shirt sleeve, but the shirt sleeve is in the foreground, okay? The side of his head is in the background, all right? And we just go down a little bit because he's bent forward. We have to make this line, squiggle, squiggle, tilted this way. That makes him look squished and bent, doesn't it? Okay. One more squiggly line. We have to connect this corner to this end of this line over here. And we're just basically going to go straight across. Okay, we're not going to go at really any angle. Squiggly, squiggly, connect. Okay. And while we're at it, let's draw his other shirt sleeve. We got the one shirt sleeve on this side. Let's put the other one over here, make them kind of even. And it's just a curved kind of a line coming out. And guess what? A curved kind of a line going back in. 2 shirt sleeves. Okay? We got that part. Let's draw some more clothing on SpongeBob. Because we don't want him SpongeBob nudie pants, okay? For his shorts, we're going to draw 3 lines, but these are going to be straight lines, not squiggly lines, okay? But let's follow the angle. We got bent, 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 then coming back down. So let's follow that trajectory, as we would call it, or that angle of that line, the way it's traveling, okay? And make it come down like that. Same thing over here. We're going to follow our squiggle, 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 but we're starting right here, and we're making a straight line come down like that, okay? Hopefully, if you can get these at about the same angle. Mine aren't perfect, but let's try to get them at about the same angle. You don't want this line right here going like this and going in this direction, do you? That would look crazy. That would not be a good angle for the corner of his body right there, okay? And one more straight line, just like I said, we're going to do 3 here, like this. This one, and this one, and this one, they all need to be about the same length. And I'm going to show you a trick on how to measure length on lines and stuff when you don't have a ruler. A lot of us don't have a ruler in the house. You know, that's something that I used to always have a ruler when I was a kid because that was something that people had in their houses. Now, people don't really have those in their houses a lot. So, you know, if you don't have one, no big deal. We can still measure, okay? So, watch. I'm going to put the tip of my pencil even with this point right here, the end of my straight line. See that? The tip of my pencil, end of the straight line. And then I'm going to move my hand up to where, see my thumbnail? Oop. I'm going to put it at the end of that line right there. So I'm measuring kind of, there we go, that's better. The tip of my pencil down to my thumbnail, that's how long that line is. So guess what? I'm going to squeeze my pencil right there and not let go. And guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to come over here. Look at that. See that? Pretty good, Miss Fink. Pretty decent. Let's check the other one. Let's go over here. What's happening over here? Up. Pretty good, Miss Fink. Awesome. But hey, that's 51 years of practice. Okay. If you can't do that on the first try, no big deal. Pick your best line and the one you think is the best length for his little pair of shorts. Well, it's actually his shirt and his shorts if you want to get super technical. But pick that best line and then make your other ones match it. If they're too long, erase a little bit. If they're too short, add a little bit. Okay? Don't stress out over it. Alright? Okay. Now, let's close up this little form here on the side, corner to corner. just a line across, okay? Same exact thing we're going to do across here. Start over here, go across, until we get to that corner. If you do have a ruler, or if you have a piece of paper, you know, you can use one of your tiger tokens. Tiger token also doubles as a ruler. Put it right across there, put your pencil against it, boom, there's your straight line. But you gotta earn some tiger tokens in order to do that. Okay, so let's see you earn some of those. Okay, so next step is 2 little rectangles. These are his shorts legs. They kind of come out just like a little tiny bit, not much. Okay, barely noticeable. And there's a little bit of a curved line there. Scrap that with the pencil right there. Okay, same thing here. Comes out just a little bit, not all crazy. And then close up that shape, a little bit rounded, not much. All right, we've got the body done, we've got the shirt sleeves done, we've got the shorts legs done. Next step that I really like to do is splitting this part in half for his shirt and shorts. And if you're not really good at this, and if you don't have a ruler or a tiger token, just barely take your pencil and kind of go over that line, make your little mark there. You're like, okay, this is about halfway, right? We don't have to measure that. Nobody's going to come in here and go, oh, wait a minute, that's 4 centimeters or 4 meters or millimeters, and that's 4.5 millimeters. You're going to jail. Okay, nobody's going to do that. Nothing to stress about. Just estimate. Looks like about halfway there, and come over here. I think it's about kind of, yeah, it's right there, right? And then just connect those 2 points. All right. So if you do that here, you go like, this looks like about halfway. This looks like about halfway. Looks pretty good to me. I'm going to connect those 2 points. Okay. Next in line. Shirt collar. 2 little triangles, or looks like pieces of cheese hanging out. 2 little triangles hanging down from the bottom of his face. And then his tie comes down 2 lines, but they don't really meet right there. There's a little bit of a straight line across that, okay, across the end there. And actually, I shouldn't have told you to make that whole line across there, because we just interrupted that spot where his tie needs to be. 2 lines coming off of that. And then we make the point of his tie. Okay, now we can make that line go across like that. No harm done to our drawing. Okay, then SpongeBob has this little belt kind of thing going on. He's got like some long rectangles. There's one on the side. There's kind of like a long one that comes out of each side of his tie like this. So it looks kind of like it goes all the way across and the tie is just hanging in front. And you got another one right here, just a long rectangle, and then I just kind of fill it in with my pencil. Okay, and then got one more over here, like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those little rectangles. And now all his clothing is done. Okay, all we've got left is face, some arms, and our legs and feet. Let's go do that face right now. Okay, the easiest way I've found to do SpongeBob's face is, and here's like a professional artist tip. You can take your pencil, hold it in sketch mode, okay? Go into super light sketch mode because we totally want to erase this line. We're going to cut it down the middle, or the other term for that is bisect. Let me write that out for you because this is a really cool word. Bisect. Okay? Bisect means you're going to cut something in half. But he's bent. How are we going to do this? Well, we make our curved line come down like that to about the middle of his tie, because that should be the middle of his body, right? That kind of follows our curve. See? Follows our curve around from our squiggly lines. So we do this because we kind of want to see, all right, where is the middle? If we put both of his eyes over this way too far, he's not going to look right. If we put both of his eyes over this way too far, he's not going to look right. Okay? If we put his eyes too far apart, he's not going to look right. We want our SpongeBob to look right. Okay? If we don't have his mouth in the middle, he's not going to look right. Alright? You do not have to do this step, but it's just a little bit of a tip that might help you out a little bit when you're doing any kind of character that you really want to find the center of that drawing and make sure your stuff is all arranged in the right places. Alright? So, enough about that. Let's do two big, and I'm talking big, and this circle, big circles, this circle actually overlaps our middle line, our midline is what we call that. When you bisect something, that particular line that you create is called the midline, okay? We come down here a little bit like that. Big circle, right? But we're leaving this side of it open. The reason we do that is because we come up here and go around like that. That's his little cheek that's sticking up from him smiling, okay? Over here, we start at our midline, up, around. Super careful. Don't draw really dark. Don't press down, okay? The main reason is because I already went too far because I was too busy talking. You're only going to go down maybe about to there, not even that far. Erase. Okay? We're going to up and around about even with where this little cheek mark is. See that? And then we're going to bring that down to about right there, because our nose is going right across there. We're going to draw kind of a straight line right to our midline and sticking out just past our eyeball, okay? And then let's do that again, but we're going to start kind of narrow here, and we're going to flare it out just a little bit, not all crazy, just a little bit narrow there, a little bit wider out here, okay? And then sideways U shape. You just did the nose. There you go. Okay. Next step, let's do our curved line inside our little cheek area. Looks kind of like one of those little mushrooms from Mario. little bit, right? And this part is where you can kind of get really, really crazy. We go way down here and way up. We're making this big J shape, or a big fish hook kind of a shape, okay? Up here to about where his shirt sleeve is. If you go up a little bit farther, that's okay. Don't worry about it. It'll be perfectly fine. Alright, we're going to leave our J shape right there where it is for the time being. We're going to come back under here, under this line where your eyeball hooks to the nose. Put your pencil right there. You could make a little mark like that if you want to. And go out. Like a crazy angle out. This is the top of his top lip. Alright? Once you've got that line, start at the end of it, the one you just made, the crazy angle. We are going to curve all the way back up to here. Alright? Here's another little kind of a pro artist trick. You can kind of put some little dashes here. You can trace with your finger to imagine where that line is going to go in your mind. Okay? You can do both of those things, or you can do one of those two things, or you can just wing it and chance it. Be like, okay, I'm going for it. I'm going to start right here, and I'm going to go up to that curve. Okay? Sometimes I like to draw the little, look how crooked that is. Sometimes I like to draw the little dotted lines. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just go for it. If you're not drawing super dark, you'll be able to erase it anyway. Okay? No worries. Alright? Next step. Teeth. Super iconic, kind of a trademark that SpongeBob has. Okay? Those two big teeth coming down. And now that we've got our tooth here, we can connect our tooth with this mouth line. But we're going to come way in and curve around like that. And that gives it more interest than just if we went straight up like that. Meh, boring. Okay? We don't want to do that. And then we got two. You don't have to go all the way down to his that bottom line there with his tongue. You can go most of the way down like that, and then one more. Mouth wide open, tongue is practically sticking out. He's screaming with joy. He's so happy. And then we make our tonsil shape. Okay? It's kind of like an M, but it's not. Up, up and over, out. When you go down like that, back in. So this thing is skinnier. It's actually called your uvula. Crazy word. I don't know who made it up. Uvula hanging down around like that. That's actually where your tonsils are. Everybody thinks that's your tonsil or your tonsils. Nope. Your tonsils are out here on the sides. Okay? But enough anatomy lesson. We're almost done with this face. We need 2 eyeballs and some eyelashes, and we'll be there. Okay? So, since these shapes are so big, you can go pretty big with your circles that go in the middle. Try to make them kind of even across like that. If you have to, you can draw a line across there if you want to. No big deal. Okay? Then we can also draw our other circle inside that. And if you want, you can put some highlights that don't get colored in like that, if you feel like it. These can just be solid black, okay? I kind of prefer the solid black. You can do this round until you get it like that. Round, color, like that, okay? But he looks totally weird without his eyelashes, just like most of us do. So let's put our 3 rectangles, one on the side, one in the middle, one on the side, one on the side, one in the middle, one on the side. I don't think they're usually that long, but it'll be okay. Another little detail you can throw in here is there's usually some little like freckles or little spots that are a darker yellow. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase my little midline. Get rid of that as much as I can without erasing, a bunch of pencil work. Kind of like that. I'll erase again when I go back over with my Sharpie. Okay. And let's do some arms. He doesn't have any limbs right now. Arms. 2 long, skinny, close together lines. 2 long, skinny, close together lines. That is how complicated SpongeBob's arms are, okay? Super simple. And then the hands, you got curve, curve. Alright? Starting to look like a spatula. He probably wishes he had a spatula on the end of each hand. Curve, curve. Okay? And let's curve inward. Curve inward. Alright? What you do to one side, you do to the other when you're making something that has symmetry. You want it symmetrical. Okay? Symmetry is something that's the same on both sides. Okay? If you bisect it, cut it right down the middle, then this half should mirror this half. Okay? A circle has symmetry. A star, if you draw a star shape out and make the points perfect, that has symmetry. You can cut it right down the middle and this half will look just like that half. Okay? Now if you got an organic shape, like a cloud, does that have symmetry? If I cut it this way, does it look exactly the same as it does over here? No. What if I cut it that way? No. Doesn't matter how you would cut that. It's not symmetrical. Okay? That's the difference between a geometric shape like that and an organic shape like that. Organic shapes are rarely do they have symmetry because they're organic. They're flowing like the flow, right? Okay, back to the hands. We've got curve out. Not a sharp turn like we did this one, but a little bit of a curve out. Curve out. Okay? And then let's make the pinky. Got a pinky sticking out on each side. Real skinny U shape. Real skinny U shape like that. Matter of fact, it can be bigger. You start out, you curve in a little bit, but then out a little bit toward the end of the finger, then back in a little bit, and in like that. Same thing for the first finger. 3 fingers on lots and lots of cartoon characters. Okay? Lots of them. Why? Easier to draw. Quicker to draw. Okay? Curve, curve, curve. In, like that. Curve in, curve out, around, and kind of back in. Same thing with the thumb. Around and kind of in. Like that. Around and kind of in. Now all we have to do is hook all this together. Let's make that pencil line touch that one. Curve in the middle. Curve in the middle. Go over here. Curve in the middle. Curve in the middle. Curve in the middle. Okay? Happy hands, yeah. Alright? Now let's do his little legs. Skinny little legs. 2 long, skinny lines. This one's kind of tilted back a little bit more because he's so happy he's about ready to just kick something, I guess. Little ring around each end there. Let me zoom in just a little bit. Zoom, zoomy, zoom. Okay, now can you see it? I've got to make my lines go down into that right there, the top of his little funky little shoes he wears. Okay, 2 little curved lines coming off like that. And when you're drawing 2 things that are the same on each side, you can go back and forth and draw the same part because your brain's already thinking about that shape, right? Curve out, you know, out and back in. Okay, out and back in. And then your brain goes, okay, out and back in, out and back in. Alright? Then the shoe is a lot like his fingers. Skinny here, goes out, 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 and around, and then back in where it's skinny again. Okay? And then we've got a line coming down here from this weird top of the shoe, going in like that, and then up like that, and in like that. Kind of like a weird looking heel on there. Oh, sorry, and we connect that like that. So this one, you can do that, connect that. He's got the little ring thing around his foot. Letter L. Skinny, skinny. Bigger, bigger, bigger. And connect that. Like that. He's always got that white shiny spot. You can also draw some little laces there or whatever, but that's up to you, whatever detail you're into. Okay? Alright. Last but not least, let's zoom out a little bit here. Last but not least, he's a sponge. He has holes. Where are SpongeBob's holes? Easy way to draw holes, okay? Do an oval or a circle. And then make yourself a little bit of a border like that. Okay? Let's do a little tiny one. Little tiny circle, little tiny border right on the inside of it. It gives it a more 3D look. Okay? Circle, border, circle, border. Alright? Let's throw some over here on the side too. He's a sponge. He has these all over. Can you guys hear that thunder out there? It's crazy. We got Hurricane Dorian moving closer as we speak. And that's going to be a great Labor Day weekend. Okay, holes, holes, holes. Holes all over him because he's a sponge. That's what he does. Okay. He's also got one more little line here, but I'll show you another little trick. It's easier to do this line on this drawing if you turn the paper upside down. And let me reinforce that line, make it a little bit darker. He's got a real thin line that goes around there, almost like a little edge to his bottom lip. You don't have to put that in there if you don't want to. You know, totally up to you. It's your drawing. But that's the SpongeBob Squarepants drawing. Okay. I really appreciate you guys drawing along with me. That was almost a 38-minute video. We got off on a couple little subjects, a couple little vocabulary words there for you. Alright. But I hope you guys had fun. Go over it with your Sharpie carefully. And then you've just created your own awesome coloring page. Practice. As long as you're having fun with it, keep practicing. Don't give up. And just don't tell yourself you can't. Okay? I've got this new sign that's going up in my classroom. You hear somebody saying, I can't do that. I can't draw that. I can't sing that. I can't do that dance. I can't find my backpack. I can't, whatever it is. I can't yet is a much better way of telling your brain, you know what? I'm going to be able to do it. Okay? I couldn't walk when I was born. Couldn't talk when I was born. Didn't know what a number was. Didn't know what a color was. Look at me now. Look at all the stuff I learned. If you give up too easy, you're just shorting yourself of that experience. Okay? Mistakes are experience. That's what they are. All right? So keep trying. Don't use this word right here. That's not a good word. Let's use this word. I can. Okay? You don't have to even use yet when you say that you can. Okay? Because once you say you can, guess what? You're halfway there. All right? Thank you guys so much. Have fun. Have a great weekend. And I'll see you soon.